Good evening. Welcome to the Shaker Lane School Building Committee, June 21st, 2023. The first order of business is to approve the meeting minutes of June 6. We haven't gotten around to reviewing those, so we'll postpone that to the next meeting. Next item of business is update report from Ryan on the RFS for OPM services.
Okay, thanks, Steve. So Steve Monk and I worked this past a couple weeks on getting a draft of the RFS out to MSBA. So we sent something out to Brittany from MSBA last night. She had asked for us to provide the document in Word. We did that. We also made some changes on the calendar. It looks like the MSBA would be then considering application on October 2nd, I believe. Is that right, Steve? So we made that adjustment. So what my understanding will be is if they're asking for a Word document, that Brittany and the attorneys at MSBA will then be looking through that, making changes, redlining the document, and then getting it back to us so that we can get it published. But my thanks to Steve for his assistance between the two of us. I think we have it pretty much in a good place. Just a note with it, it's pretty much it's like a template. Steve Moore was able to get a basic template from Harvard. I was able to find some other stuff online to help supplement that. So it's fairly boilerplate, but what it will be a scoring system that the group of us will be evaluating the proposals before us and then moving forward with a recommendation from there. So I think we're in relatively good shape with that. We'll look to see what Brittany has to say in terms of what feedback that she and presumably the attorneys from MSBA have on that document, and we'll take it from there. But at least it's making some progress on that front.
So and if I can just interject on that, Ryan, thank you. There are some dates that are coming up pretty quickly per that document. So we have to get it advertised in the newspaper. We have to get it on Central Register, I think by July 7th. So there's some quick coming up dates here as far as some action items. So, we can, because the board meeting has been pushed back to the October 2nd meeting, not the September, whatever it was meeting, it buys us a little bit of time. So if we want, we can go in and review those dates and push them back a little bit if people want to. But we're also coming up to, July and August, which are vacation months for a lot of people. So I don't know if the recommendation for those people that are involved in this a lot is just move forward with the dates that we have, or if we want to adjust the dates a little bit and buy us a little bit more time to do that. So I just thought I'd throw that thought out there for people to think about. I
would suggest we stick with the dates at this point, and if we need to, we'll adjust them at a later point, but I don't like to admit defeat before we need to.
Okay, then I'll work with Ryan on getting this in Central Register and an ad in their local newspaper, probably the Boston Globe or something. Because again, I think that date in the document is, give me a second, I'll pull it up. I think it's July 7th.
July 27th.
Is that what it is, Kelly?
Yeah, July 27th. Ad should be placed in the Central Registry by the state.
No, yeah, the document we have is July 7th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think the 7th is right on that one. So
yeah, there was a document suggested by MSBA, a link to a calendar with some dates, Kelly, and I think that's where you're looking at that date from.
Yes.
But that's if we wanted to adjust our document to those dates, but nothing prevents us from getting it done sooner. So
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all for sooner than later. I think as we heard from Brittany, the early bird gets the worm, so the sooner you get it into the MSBA, the better the chance is getting it onto the October board.
Yeah, I was a little surprised we didn't get the September board, but
Well, when I spoke to her 2 weeks ago, September was already filled up.
oh, okay.
So that's why we didn't get September. I did talk to Brittany today. I asked her if we should advertise in Central Register, Combis, and the newspaper. She said Combis was not necessary, but sometimes helps. But I do know that Brian Pasquale had an issue when we didn't advertise in Combis and we were in non-compliance, and we had to rebid the project for the high school roof.
Yeah, I'm not sure the ins and outs of exactly what has to go on combines, but you're right, Steve. We got bitten by that before, so we might as well, as far as I'm concerned, post it everywhere we can.
Yeah, well,
agree with that.
I think that was nothing against Ryan, but I think that was the town side that had an issue that we didn't think we were advertised. This was for the high school roof project. So we had to do a bid on that. So I agree with Brian. Put it in all three places. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Ryan will take care of posting it, all that information on the town website. So
any more discussion on the RFS?
I was just going to say, Steve, if you want me to do any help with the Boston Globe posting, just let me know.
okay, I'm assuming you're talking to me, Steve. So there's three of us on here.
Yes, sorry, Steve Mark.
So yep, definitely. I'll let you know, Michelle. Thank you.
Yeah, let me know. I can take that off your hands if you need me to.
Okay.
And that's something we already have a relationship with some of the newspapers. So if we don't have to do the Globe, which I think is typically more expensive, and if we could do it in the Lowell Sun, which is where we usually post, we can do that as long as we meet the legal standard.
Yeah, that's fine. Lowell Sun is fine with me. I don't care. So we could even do the local Littleton Chelmsford newspaper or the Independent, whatever, if we wanted to.
Yeah, I think we've gone back and forth with the state on it, and I think what they've said is that we sort of settled on Lowell Sun. So
okay, Lowell Sun is fine. So that's what we'll plan on.
Yeah.
And we have a contact there already that we use anyway for job postings and stuff for the school. So
okay,
we can take care of that. The RFS is out there. There's a couple of iterations in that shared drive. I'm hoping everybody has access to that shared drive now. So it's the version of the RFS. It's a Word document, Word version that's dated 6/20 or 6/21. There's a couple other versions in there. So I've tried to keep the version history going, but we'll have to go through and delete some of the old ones at some point in time because it's getting a little confusing. But if you go into that shared drive and want to look at the RFS, it's the one that's dated 6/21. So it's out there if you want to look at it. That's all I have. Did we lose Steve?
Steve, unless I'm missing it, I haven't been able to find it. It's a Word doc.
Yeah, it's a Word doc in that Google shared drive that I shared with everybody, and everybody has rights to
Sorry,
it. So,
I have it. I think I have it. Sorry.
and it should be the latest version is a Word document. That's what we had to send to Brittany. We had taken it out of Word, converted it to Google Docs, and now we had to convert it back to a Word document for MSBA. So there's a couple of versions out there. We'll just keep the Word version as the real one, and I'll probably delete the other ones at some point in time. I guess we lost Steve Moore. So,
do we go to our deputy chair? So is that Kelly? I guess is You're good. You're vice chair?
I am, yeah, we can
All
certainly
right.
move on. Next
Okay.
steps, I think we pretty well covered that. I mean, if you look at the RFFs, we have the next date, June 12th, 2023, informational meeting and site inspection. July 14th on the schedule, last day for questions from respondents. July 21st, responses due. August 2nd, respondents shortlisted. August 9th, interview shortlisted respondents. August 14th, negotiate with selected respondent. August 16th, final selection submitted to MSBA for review and approval. October 2nd, anticipated MSBA OPM review panel meeting. And October 6th, anticipated execution of contract. So those are the latest dates for our timeline. And the only other agenda item is other items, member input. So this time, if anybody would like to speak, please feel free to do so.
So I guess I would just ask that everybody try to get into that shared drive and make sure you have access to it and can look at files and if you don't, let me know and I'll try to. I thought I gave everybody administrative and permission to edit the documents in there. So just everybody double check for me and make sure. And if you don't, for some reason, let me know and I'll check my settings. We will need obviously help, and we'll have to put a small subcommittee together of the evaluators and all that kind of stuff once we get all the information from prospective OPM candidates. So we'll have to put a team together to do all the ratings and do the interviews and all that kind of stuff. So I'll leave that up to Steve Moore once he gets back online to and we get that far down the line to make that selection. So
Thank you, Steve. Any other comments? If not, our next meeting is scheduled for July 5th, 2023. On the agenda, it says 6 p.m. So I'm assuming Steve Moore is available at that time. If not, I'm sure he'll reach out to us.
well, it might be 7 because tonight was 7. So I think might be a misprint. Tonight's meeting was 7.
Right.
Not 6.
Right. We have 6 on the agenda for next
Right.
week.
But in the email he sent out, it was going to be every other Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. So I think that's a typo on the agenda.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
6 p.m. then.
Just the posted agenda has it at 7 p.m. Just,
Yeah.
Okay. So July 5th then, 7 p.m.